Land acknowledgements are becoming increasingly commonplace in Canada. They have replaced the traditional prayer opening city council and government meetings. They appear as framed posters on walls in high schools. They are delivered at the beginning of high school morning announcements, and they open university presentations and sporting events. They have rarely come under careful, critical scrutiny. We are taking a closer look at these incantations from communities across Canada and today, with the help of Métis resident Sharon Romano, we take a closer look at land acknowledgements commonly recited in Winnipeg.
Okay, one little correction. The ones recited in Winnipeg are referred to as Treaty 1, and Treaty 1 is a small section of southern Manitoba. It doesn't extend border to border like Ontario to Saskatchewan. It's smaller than that, and down to the US border. So one of my issues is, what is the purpose behind the land acknowledgements? If it is to be a teaching tool, then it should be historically accurate. And I have researched and I've heard several different variations of the land acknowledgement for Treaty 1. And some of them include people like the Dene or the Oji-Cree or the Cree that this isn't their ancestral homes. And also in doing some of the research, it's sort of like I realized that Treaty 1 was signed by the Anishinaabe and some Cree. So if the land acknowledgement is to reflect who signed the treaty, then it should be stated in that sense, not saying that it is the ancestral homeland of these people. And I've seen several different versions where all kinds of different people were added. And even now, some of the versions include a water acknowledgement as to where the city of Winnipeg receives its water is from a reserve on the border of Ontario in Treaty 5. And so it's like, are we now acknowledging outside the Treaty 1 area? And then I have an issue with the Métis statement that I have heard several different land acknowledgements for other treaty areas, and they all say the same thing, that they are the homeland of the Métis Nation. Well, we can't all be the homeland of the Métis Nation. And so it's sort of like got me to questioning, what is the purpose behind this? I was even talking to somebody yesterday that when she was in a meeting and they did the land acknowledgement, she was asked to state that to acknowledge that she was a settler and where her family came from. Well, she is only a second generation immigrant to Canada. So her family had fled a country where they're being prosecuted to come here, and now they are supposed to acknowledge the guilt of the settlers. So is the land acknowledgement statement to indoctrinate white guilt into everybody, or is it an acknowledgement of history? And if so, it should be correct.
Thank you, Sharon. If land acknowledgements are not historically accurate, then their purpose is not to teach history. And as Sharon has mentioned, there are other possible reasons why they should be given. We are examining in greater detail across Canada what is their purpose. The New Enlightenment Project is committed to increasing civil discussions of difficult or controversial topics, and we hope this presentation will stimulate critical thinking. You can visit our website at nep-humanism.ca, where you can see or watch more presentations in this series, watch our podcast interviews with interesting thinkers, browse our blog, become a member, or make a donation. We are also on Facebook. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. Have a good day.